The first deal we brought in from YouTube has already generated us $100,000. I'm definitely spending like an hour a month max.
I think the revenue is around like 160K.
I've gotten 3, 4, 5, 6x, more than that, like 10, 15x direct ROI, well over 6 figures directly from the YouTube. I know that $1 million case study is going to be sweet, huh? Go to Content to Cash Media.
Yo, so today we got my boy Marcos here with us. Appreciate you for joining me today to share your experience working with Content Cash Media. Can you just briefly describe your business, who you are, and what you do, bro?
Yeah, so I'm Marcos. I run The Birdhouse. We are a personal brand agency specifically focused on building viral, profitable personal brands on Twitter and LinkedIn. And I think we've been working together for what, like a year almost? No, 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months. Soon to be a year.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. So can you briefly just describe the before and after, what it's been like working with us?
Yeah, definitely. So before, I used to have a YouTube guy and I was doing some scripted videos and they were fine, but I found out that for me, I don't really like doing the scripted videos that much. And I didn't really have the time for them, especially back then. I have a little bit more time now, but at the time I didn't really have time to do scripted videos and I needed to put out consistent YouTube videos to nurture clients / get clients, which we'll get to. So when I reached out to you, I was like, okay, I need to figure out a process here to kind of put out more volume while putting in less work. So we were able to accomplish that. And now we've been putting out 3 videos / audios a week for 9 months straight.
Just crazy.
I know. I went from basically generating nothing from my YouTube. I was just doing it on the side at the time, kind of like uploading videos and posting them to Twitter. But back then, basically generated $0. And now we've generated well over $100,000 from YouTube.
Crazy. I was checking the stats today. I think we only did that on 48,000 views, around like 1,000 subscribers. And like you said, 9 months, 3 uploads a week. Like that's just consistency that goes into it. And we even closed that deal today, booked another call today. I think the revenue is around like 160K, which it started at 0, which is crazy in 9 months. And I appreciate you hopping on to share your time. But what do you think in terms of, obviously, I know you shared you didn't really like recording videos prior. What other challenges were you facing on the YouTube? Just so we can quickly dive into that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is the creative vision. Like I think early on, I really wanted to have someone that could carry out what I was trying to do, which was it's essentially my own take on the Gary Vee audio experience. I wanted to do something like that, but it's not everyone kind of understands that vision. And the reason I came to you guys is because you guys kind of already had experience in a few niches that I was familiar with, you know, the phase guys and stuff like that. These are guys that I looked up to growing up. So I needed someone that could kind of understand the vision and create, good thumbnails, good edits, and kind of the energy around my YouTube channel to be that like young, cultured, hip kind of vibe. So I think the creative direction was probably the second biggest thing.
Got you. I definitely agree, because even like the packaging, the titles and thumbnails, that's something that people don't really understand. I know at the start, even you were like, I like having anime in my brand. Like when we were doing the onboarding, making sure we're able to implement these things into the edits, thumbnails, and really make it your own personal brand, which I think we've done a good job doing. And even with the general title and thumbnail packaging, like being able to actually attract whoever you're trying to sell to. A lot of people don't really understand that when they're coming on to YouTube, which I think is great. I also want to talk about how has the process changed and what is like the time commitment, because posting 3 videos a week, that's kind of crazy. You're not even recording these videos fresh. We can talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, you could just explain about it.
I think I spend probably 1 hour a month thinking about the YouTube, because it's just, we've built a lot of trust, right? So I don't think about it whatsoever. I probably answer one in every 5 Slack messages I answer. And I probably look at the YouTube channel like once a week for like a minute. I'm definitely spending like an hour a month max on the YouTube channel. I'm just focused on making really good connections and making appearances at events, doing speaking engagements, stuff like that, where I can kind of fuel you guys. I'm always with the 3 a week, like we're always kind of underfueled, which is kind of how I like it. Like I kind of like that we're always squeezing it dry because it forces us to get across the same message over and over again. When you try and be new, I think you can kind of get lost in the sauce with some different stuff, but we're really saying the same 5 things over and over again 3 times a week. And I think that's what's good. I just got off a consulting call with someone who was like, oh yeah, before I got on this consulting call, I was binging your videos. And I was so he came into the consulting call and already kind of knew what I was about, which actually helped a lot with the consulting call, because he was able to get much more higher level value rather than all of the basic stuff that I already say on YouTube.
Exactly. I was going to ask you, outside of obviously the 160K in 9 months, where do you think the rest of the value comes from? I know you have the email list. You just mentioned consultations. Like where else has YouTube really helped on even connections and things of that nature?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of them. Is I think that it's the direct attribution, like the direct book calls. I think there's also the nurture aspect. So we get indirect sales through there. I have no idea, because I'm not doing a good job of tracking. I have no idea. I probably got so many newsletter subs and course sales. I literally have no idea. What, because it's hard to calculate, brand. And I think the good thing about me is, since I run a brand agency, specifically a personal brand agency, I already know that an investment in brand is kind of just like exponential. So like I'm lucky enough to say that I've gotten like 3, 4, 5, 6x direct ROI, whatever it is. But on top, more than that, like 10, 15x, whatever. But on top of that, it's like so much bigger than that, because it's nurturing people across all platforms. I think I got over 1,000 listeners on over 1,000 listens on podcasts, and it's also just like the networking, it's the authority, it's a lot. So you can really indoctrinate people into your way of thinking before they come to the sales call.
Got you. I 100% agree. And you were talking about exponentially. Where do you kind of see us going in the next 6 to 12 months? I know we talked about short form a little bit. We talked about actually recording content now, but where do you kind of see things growing revenue wise, content wise, etc.?
Yeah, I think on one side of it, it's definitely continuing doing what we're doing for long term, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Like I plan on doing this cadence minimum, if not more, for the rest of the time I'm in this business. But on top of that, doubling down, short form videos, maybe some scripted stuff, more case studies. I think one of our big things for this year specifically is putting out a case study a month, because we just got such good results from the last one. So I think doubling down on the YouTube, I always like to follow more, better, new. So how can we do more of what's working, and how can we do what's working better? So definitely going to continue to grow this. I think we're at 2.83 thousand subscribers, maybe hit 10K by the end of the year. Who knows? I literally don't care how many subscribers we have. I just care we're making money. So
yeah, the bread is coming in, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And I wanted you to kind of confirm that amount. Like, how much have we helped you make? I just want to get it out your mouth too.
Yeah, the first deal we brought in from YouTube has already generated us $100,000. It's gonna generate us probably way more than that. I mean, these are partners for life. Like, we're probably gonna generate hundreds of thousands of dollars from that deal, but already $100,000, a little over, like 104. And then we just brought in a new deal that if the LTV is on, it's gonna be 60. But I said last time it was 25, and like I said, they've already generated us 100. So I could even say that the quality of the people coming in from YouTube currently hasn't missed. So let's see if it continues like that. But well over six figures directly from the YouTube. So I think my ROI is ridiculous right now.
That ROI is crazy. That's that nurture. I mean, people are able to get nurtured extremely hard through YouTube, where other platforms is kind of hard with the short form stuff, etc. Even though I feel like the best play is focus on YouTube first, and then once we bring in short form, we're gonna be able to kill the game. So
I think that's gonna work well for us. Everyone's gonna be different. Like, the way I do YouTube is definitely out of the ordinary, but it works 100%. And I think the fact that it's my way and it works for me is why it works for us so well. Like, if I was trying to be somebody else and do something that I didn't want to do on YouTube, it probably wouldn't work. So I mean, for me, I was even kind of surprised when you hit me up and you were like, I want to run 3 videos per week. I just need you guys to go clip all my podcasts. I was like, I just knew myself, bro. I've been in the game for like, 7, 8 years. I've taken many cracks at YouTube, like 4 or 5 different times with different people by myself. I knew what I wanted. I just needed someone that could execute that, and that's you guys.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to help you convert. I was just gonna try my best to hit the ISP with the packaging and finding the video ideas and all that type of stuff. But I'm happy it went well. I was gonna ask you, what really surprised you the most about our service? Because obviously when you came to me, I was surprised, but I'm curious about what surprised you from our end.
Yeah, I think what surprises me the most is you guys. I think 2 things: your ability to work with what you got. Like, I'm not a headache client. I'm a client that I'm probably, the only headache I'll give you is that I won't answer, but I'm very easygoing. Like, I don't even pay attention to what's happening. I'm just like, I'll let you guys cook, because that's how I want people to be with my agency. So I know. So I say that, and then I also say your guys' ability to innovate without me having to ask at all. Like, for example, that 2-hour course, whatever we put out. Somebody told me they watched that too on a call. So you guys will go out, see what's working, use that in the titles and the thumbnails, and I don't have to ask. And I appreciate the Slack updates. Even though I don't answer, I read them. I read every Slack message. So you guys are also super, super proactive. Like, you will send updates on everything in Slack, for better or for worse. I literally am just like, like I said, I answer 1 in every 5, but it's appreciated, because there's agencies out there who will just let you be in the dark for like 30 days. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely try to communicate daily. And like you said, even if it's good or bad, like the other day I was like, I think I said the upload was coming out late. I just wanted to update you on it. And then at the end of the month, I'm doing the updates, whether good or bad, communicating the results. Our channel's doing slow right now, but I think we can double down on this, etc., etc. I mean, we pride ourselves in communication. Like you said, we never want to leave anyone in the dark. But I think my final question is, anyone's on the edge about working with Content Cash Media, what would you say to them?
I would say go to Content to Cash Media for one. You want people who are going to be like on the forefront of the industry. You want young people who kind of know the scene, who've been in the scene and who've done it mainstream, who now do it for business. So it's a no-brainer. It's what sets you guys apart from the other people in the industry, and it's why I go with you guys instead of everyone else.
Got you. I appreciate that, bro. We'll be definitely running another one of these in like a year or so.
I know that $1 million case study is going to be sweet, huh?
It's going to be coming soon, bro. I was going to ask you, do you have any final thoughts to give the viewer? But besides that, I appreciate you hopping on. I appreciate your time. Yeah. I know you run a great business.
And as a personal brand agency owner myself, I tell the viewer that you got to invest in your personal brand. It's the future of business. It's the future of the internet. You see every major brand is starting to lean towards personal brand. So it's 100% the best investment you can make. And there's no better way to do that than putting your face out there.
For sure. And if you guys need any Twitter or LinkedIn services, Marcos is the guy. He is the best in the game at that. So you guys can hit him up.
The Avengers of social media. YouTube from them.
Our team is too crazy, bro. It's either going to work with me or work with Marcos. But appreciate you hopping on, bro. Appreciate your time. And hopefully the viewer took some away from this. But I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Cheers.